Deborah Amanya is my name. I'm a Principal Immigration Officer from the National Citizenship and Immigration Control under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The government of Uganda now has made an effort. I can't emphasize it any better. It is now a priority. The diaspora community, wherever it is now a priority to government of Uganda. And the more reason now services are being decentralized, removed from Kampala and extended to wherever the diaspora community is. Right now, as I speak, the passport office has opened up issuing centers in key missions abroad, like in Ottawa, in London, in Pretoria, in Washington, in China, and more are going to come up as more funds allow. And this is all intended to simplify service delivery to Ugandans. And the services that we offer in Kampala now can be able to be accessed here. Our national ID is coming on board. NERA team, I think, has been able also to avail the equipment to allow Ugandans also register and get national IDs from the diaspora. We're also looking at the possibility even of having issuance of the final issuance of dual citizenship certificates also, if that function can also be extended here. Those are some of the things we're working out. But again, back home, to those that come home for various reasons, there are special desks that have been put in place. When you go to NERA head office in Kampala, they have a special desk to handle diaspora applicants. We have a special desk to handle applicants for passports. If you're renewing your passport, you are unable to come home, you're renewing it through a next of kin, you are unable to fly to the nearest Ugandan mission, there is a special desk also that extends out. And even key important is that we have moved away from the manual processes. Our processes are now digital. All our services that we offer are online. You want to apply for dual citizenship, the process, you can commence the process in the comfort of your home, wherever you are. You can apply for a passport online. You can apply for a visa online. The era of manual files and paperwork we have now since moved away from that. I see Ugandans, first of all, Uganda previously never allowed dual citizenship. And so Ugandans that had taken on foreign citizenship lost their citizenship then back home. But because, like I've emphasized the importance of the diaspora, because of their contribution, socio-economic contribution, and even keeping their roots, the law was amended and dual citizenship was allowed. And so, but what I'm seeing today is that many Ugandans take it that as long as, it is allowed in the law, I'm okay. The mistake is that they don't read this law. The law requires them to apply. For you to qualify for this dual citizenship, the requirement is that you're 18 years and above, and that the country where you are must permit dual citizenship. But equally, you notify the board. You notify the board in writing. You apply, and the board at the end of the day gives you a certificate. So many people I'm seeing, they don't go through the right process. They acquire IDs, acquire passports without going through the right processes. And some of them, they wake up when they've already lost property back home. And many times the threat is always from the people that are near to them, relatives who take advantage, the relatives that they send money to, buy for me this land, buy for me this. And because tomorrow when they turn against them, and you're running to court for a redress, number one, they will ask you for a certificate of dual citizenship, and you don't have it. So one key thing I want to appeal to the diaspora community, that this law was made to benefit you. So my appeal is that you apply and get this certificate. These are certificates that you can apply, the process that can take you 2 weeks and you have this dual citizenship. Than waiting to land into trouble and then you wake up to apply, rushing with the process before you. So for me, from my experience, I would appeal to Ugandans that protect your rights back home, mostly the land that you're working hard, the properties that you have acquired. Make sure that you have the right papers to protect your property. Imagine tomorrow if you buy land and you get a land title, your name is entered on a Milo land title, and tomorrow someone comes up and challenges you and you run to court. How do you run to court when in actually you're not coming with right hand? So they need take it upon themselves to get dual citizenship certificates, and once you get it, it leads you to other government services. You're able. That's why when any person who is applying for a national ID, there's a field on that form where they ask you that to declare any other citizenship that you may hold. And many times people declare falsely. So one is declaring false information. Two is undermining the dual citizenship process, which is supposed to protect them. And then also I have seen Ugandans distorting the information. You find, for example, the Canadian passport has totally different details, and then on the Ugandan documents, totally different things. So tomorrow when you're in trouble, how do you explain the inconsistency in information? So for me, is that we need to reach out to these government offices to put right your information, to do the right thing. Yeah, it is very mandatory. In 2018, the government changed its passport from machine readable to e-passports. And we started off issuing paper-based passports. But around 2023, we improved on our passport to polycarbonate. We migrated to polycarbonate passports. But even then, the migration, as long as it is an e-passport and it is still valid, whether paper-based, whether polycarbonate, it is all still good and valid for use. So I appeal to every Ugandan who has not changed their passport, because I believe even right now, no passport. This communication went out some years back that Uganda had officially moved away from the old generation of passports, and it is the e-passport that is now valid, and it is what we issue at these missions and all any other passport sites that are running, whether locally in Uganda or abroad. Let me simplify the whole process. I at the start of my conversation, I mentioned that all services are now online. To those that intend to apply and renew your passport, or you're getting passports for the first time after applying for, say, for dual citizenship, you can access this service online. Apply on www.passports.go.ug, apply online, pay online, schedule your appointment online, and select Ottawa as your point of submission, as your point of collection. Appear here for biometrics. Your biometrics will be taken, and Kampala will produce your passport. Your passport will be dispatched to Canada in a space of 2 weeks. So yeah, and those that are outside other countries, I know those living in the US, those living in London, all these missions are now taking your biometrics and processing your passports, and you're able to collect them at a very minimal fee. A passport goes for 250,000 shillings, and there's an additional fee of 10,000 shillings just to courier to send your passport. I emphasized at the beginning that matters of citizenship are legislated by law. The Constitution allows any citizen of Uganda who is 18 years and older to apply for dual citizenship, as long as in this other foreign country, their laws permit dual citizenship. You are allowed to apply for dual citizenship. It's an online process as long as you have proof that one of your parents is a Ugandan. Key to note is that citizenship in Uganda, the Constitution lists about 3 categories of citizenship. You have citizens by birth, not just birth on territory in Uganda, but where one of the parents or one of the grandparents can trace their origin to Uganda. And the law states that one of the parents must belong to one of the indigenous communities listed in the 3rd schedule to the Constitution that were within the borders of Uganda by 1926. And those are the ones that we call the various tribes that we have in Uganda. So it is one of the parent must be a Ugandan. Whether you're born in Uganda or outside Uganda, as long as one of your parent is or was a Ugandan, then you qualify to apply for dual citizenship. There are minimal requirements. When you go online on our link of www.visas.immigration.go.ug, click on citizenship. Go ahead and select the category dual citizenship. Once the board has granted dual citizenship, it is approved, you're able to see it online that it has been approved. You go ahead and manage the application online and you pay the $200. And then at any convenient time when you travel to Uganda, you're able to appear for biometrics at the headquarters, and you're issued a certificate of dual citizenship. Going forward, that is proof that you have duly complied with the dual citizenship process, and then you're able, this is the same certificate that you show to NIRA, that you show to passport office when you're getting all these other services. And maybe those that have not yet made the age of 18 years, and you wish to access these services, there is also an option for you. Children of Ugandans that are in possession of foreign passports, children in the sense that they are not yet of age, of the majority age of 18 years, then their parents can go online still and apply for them permanent residence. It is called a dependence pass as a child of a Ugandan that allows you to fly into Uganda, live in Uganda, up to the age of 18 when you can qualify to decide to apply for dual citizenship. And maybe even for spouses, if you're Ugandan, you're in the diaspora, and your spouse is a foreigner, you also have a facility to apply for. You can apply for residence, some form of residence. You go online, the link that immigration, you need to go to the genuine link of immigration, www.visas.immigration.go. All the services are there, all the fees there. Avoid applying through third parties. Go on this system. It is a very user-friendly system. If you've applied, you already applied for, and once again, like the way the government changed the passport of Uganda. Previously, we used to issue manual certificates of dual citizenship. You would apply manually and you'd be given this kind of big certificate of dual citizenship. But when we did automation to ease identification and service provision to Ugandans in the diaspora, there is a requirement also online that if you acquired the manual certificate, you're now required to have it digitized and you get a new generation of certificate. Once you have that certificate, it allows you to have a national ID, it allows you to get a passport, it allows you to buy land, it allows you to work and live in Uganda, it allows you to move, settle and live within the region as an East African state citizen. Besides the indigenous communities of Uganda that were within the borders of Uganda by 1926, there is a special category of citizens that are not indigenous per se, but they are within the, they were citizens of Uganda. They were already citizens of Uganda before the expulsion of 1971, 72, when the Asian expulsion happened in Uganda. As they left Uganda, some of them were already citizens. Some of them were already citizens by birth, like you and me, but of Asian origin. They were already citizens by birth. There were those that were already registered as citizens and they had their certificates that had been issued in the 60s. The information and documents presented that were able to help the Asian community to settle back. Let me start with the question of the turnaround time. If I apply for dual citizenship online, how soon or how fast can I get feedback? I would say maximum 1 month, but the majority of these applications are processed in a space of 2 weeks. In a space of 2 weeks, the board responds. You're either approved, and many times when you any of these applicants that submit, either they're missing supporting information here and there, they're able still to get feedback that additional information is required. So I will give the turnaround time is that people who apply for dual citizenship with all the necessary supporting documents attached, in a space of 2 weeks, they get response. That can go maybe for a longer time, not more than 4 weeks. Not more than 4 weeks. First of all, when you become a citizen of whether Canada or any other country, you have now switched your allegiance to a particular country. There's a process that you go through to become a Canadian, I believe. You apply, even when you must meet certain set of requirements. And once you're granted this citizenship, I know you go through a process of taking an oath, a lifetime commitment that I since now be loyal to Canada. So now in this case, you become Canadian. You're no longer a Ugandan. To come to Uganda, to travel to Uganda, you must have a visa because all Canadian passport holders require visas. Going forward is that now it is a requirement that before you travel home, you must have prior approval of your visa if you're not a dual citizenship. If you've not gone through the process of acquiring dual citizenship, you're required to apply for a visa to come home. And still the whole process is online. It is a very simplified process. Ugandans, the way they are treated, applicants of Ugandan origin who are applying for visas, it doesn't take days. It's an expedited process and embassies are always there to help. However, I still appeal that you need a long-term solution that every time you're coming home, because when you're coming home, you're treated, you check in at these counters when you're coming home, you'll be required to present proof that indeed you have a prior visa approved. On arrival at Entebbe Airport, you're given a limited period of stay. When you want to extend your stay in Uganda, you must appear at any of the immigration desks for extension of your stay. So you see this kind of inconvenience. This is why we're appealing to you that apply to regionalize. Citizenship matters. I emphasize it is a creation of the law, and the law must be there to create a system where a country can account for its people. As we speak right now, government of Uganda has decongested. We're coming from a place where the only place that used to issue passports in Uganda was one place, head office. But as we speak now, more local Passport centers have been opened. Jinja is functional. Mbale is up and running. Mbarara is up and running. Gulu has a passport center. And very soon Arua is opening up. And in the same spirit, as we decongest and create more centers for passport issuance, the same is being done for the diaspora. Today, as we speak now, the National Citizenship and Immigration Control is deploying its officers in the diaspora to bridge the information gap, to make it easy for people to access the services. As we speak now, Ottawa issues passports. You're able to have your biometrics taken from the Uganda High Commission, and then also passport collection. You have another passport collection, passport issuance center in London, in Pretoria, in this coming financial year, Abu Dhabi. We have one in Riyadh, we have another one in Abu Dhabi, we have another one in China, we have another one. We are expanding. As long as funds can allow, I think they'll have to expand. And then we have these engagements, outreach engagements. When, as we speak right now, NIRA is preparing, is moving around. Depending on the statistics, the numbers of the Ugandans in these countries, they're also reaching out to extend the services you would ordinarily fly home to access. As we speak now, there's mass renewal of IDs, mass registration that is going on, even within the diaspora. I think very soon the program is coming out. A lot has been done. Quite a lot of sensitization is also being done so that the diaspora community is not left behind. The final message is to take seriously the exercise of renewing national IDs, because your national identification number is everything, is your unique identifier as a citizen. Even as we speak right now, at birth, a child gets a national identification number. That is your lifetime number that continues in operation until one dies. So one is that to take up seriously the upcoming registration for national IDs, to get your ID renewed, or if you get you're registering for the first time, you also, because right now we don't issue passports without a national identification number back home. It is, the exception has only been for the diaspora community, because it is presumed that this service of NIRA is not everywhere. As we speak now, as they now reach out to you wherever you are, NIRA is coming around. It has a schedule to move around and have as many people register as possible. So I appeal to you, embrace government services and have your ID, have your NIN to protect what you're working for back home to access these other services. Thank you so much.